WTOV9 Sports is proud to present the WTOV9 High School Football Game of the Week. Tonight it's first round Ohio playoff action in Division III, Region 11, Steubenville Big Red playing host to the Beavers, the Beaver local. Hello again, everybody. I'm Don Sloan alongside the coach, Rich Wilinski. And coach, the third meeting between Big Red and Beaver local in the playoffs, and 2 years ago up at Austintown Fitch, these two teams played a classic game.
Well, Don, as you recall, that game came down to the last play of the game. Beaver local driving. Big Red stops him at the half-yard line for the win to move on in the playoffs. So we have a repeat of the same rivalry between these two schools. It's exciting, and I think the fans are in for a great game.
Beaver local closes strong. They finish 8-2 to make the playoffs. Steubenville Big Red, they wrap up their third straight 10-0. And joining me now, a Steubenville Big Red grad, Natalie Pasquarella, and you will be doing sideline reporting. And you're ready for the Ohio playoffs.
Definitely excited for the game. We're going to be talking to some fans and some alumni to keep you guys up to date.
Natalie Pasquarella, Rich Wilinski, I'm Don Sloan. We're your team tonight, and whichever team you're rooting for, sit back and enjoy the WTOV9 High School Football Game of the Week. WTOV9 High School Football Game of the Week, the Beaver local Beavers and Steubenville Big Red. Big Red won the toss, they deferred, so they will be kicking off to Beaver local to get things started. And it will be Stephen Rose. He's a good one. He's been a major weapon on kickoffs for Steubenville Big Red all season as he kicks a number of kicks into the end zone. It is your Trinity Health System kickoff. The Trinity Health System kickoff here for tonight's ball game. Stephen Rose teeing it up for Steubenville Big Red. Ohio Division III Region 11 playoff action set to get underway. Big crowd on hand at Harding Stadium. Big Red in the black jerseys. Beaver local in the all-white. We are underway. Rose with a line drive kick. Beaver local handles it at the 15, back to the 25, out to the 30-yard line, calls to 29. That's where Beaver local will start off offensively tonight as they have the first possession of this football game. Your starting lineup tonight brought to you by Belmont Harrison Career Center. Start your career at the Belmont Harrison Career Center. Your quarterback, Bobby Flint. Your running backs, Thad Solik and Jimmy BOWERSOCK. Receivers, Ben Atkins, Rodney KALE, and Josh Chuck. The line, Jeff Cornell, Shane Kosick, Kyle Reeder, Dan Kernick, and Kyle Brown. Of course, the focus of this offense is Jimmy BOWERSOCK, who's rushed for 1,100 yards this season. He takes the handoff, gains a couple on the first down carry before being stopped by that front wall of Steubenville Big Red. The Belmont Harrison Career Center starting lineup for the Steubenville Big Red defense. And it's Draylon Pree and Chad Murphy. Your tackles, Aaron Goodwins, Ralph Petrella, and Angelo Magnone. Your linebackers, Tawai McGee, Demetrius Benjamin, and Jeremy Presley. To the secondary, Bellardine and Collaros leading that group. Called a gain of 1, 2nd and 9 on the 31. Bobby Flint, the quarterback, keeps it this time, and he's not going to get much better back to the original line of scrimmage. They bring up 3rd and long, something that Beaver local doesn't like, Coach. They've only thrown the ball 40-some times all season.
And this is, like you said, Don, this is a down and distance that Coach Wright doesn't want his team in. They're not very proficient at throwing the ball. They're basically a running type team. They have to get at least 4 yards on first down. They haven't been able to do it, and they're going to have to spread out this Big Red defense a little bit if they expect to find any running lanes in there.
Bobby Flint in the gun, gives it to BOWERSOCK, and the big guy gets snowed under out at the 37-yard line. So Beaver local will be forced to punt it away as they are looking at 4th and 5 yards. Beaver local stopped, 3 and out. 3rd and 7, they try to run it with BOWERSOCK.
Here it is on the instant replay, on the Dunford instant replay out of the shotgun. It's that little draw play that so many teams run anymore out of the spread formation. BOWERSOCK really a load, their leading rusher, 5'10", about 250, and very, very good inside runner.
Jarrett Statmeyer with the punt, and it's going to be a good one, a high kick, which Beaver local will down at the 31-yard line. That is where Steubenville Big Red will set up shop for the first time tonight as the Big Red offense takes the field. The Skybank Skybox at the top of your screen. Beavers nothing, Big Red nothing, as we're set to have Big Red take the field offensively. Your starting lineup brought to you by Belmont Harrison Career Center. Start your career at Belmont Harrison Career Center. Zach Collaros, your quarterback. McGee, Presley, Longmire, your running backs. Vogel, Bogard, Busick, your receivers. Magnone, Snyder, Campbell, Petrella, Gilmore, the line. 1st and 10 on the 31. for Steubenville Big Red. Collaros under center, looking over that Beaver local defense. And handoff will go to Presley. Presley up the middle, kicking it outside. Stiff arm, out across the 40. Run out of bounds just across midfield. Down carry, going for over 20 yards. And that goes to Presley for Steubenville Big Red.
I tell you, Jeremy Presley has really come on strong the last few weeks of the season after recovering from a knee injury.
Belmont Harrison clear center lineup for Beaver local defensively. Wolf, Johnson, Lucas, and Brown your line. Kale, Neville, Koenig, and Reeder your backers. Carfagna, Cadill, and Russell the secondary. The ball at the 48, so Big Red out across midfield. First and 10 on the 48. Stevie Davis goes over in motion on the bottom side. This is Presley again, and he is going to be snowed under. A loss of a couple on that first down carry for Jeremy Presley of Steubenville Big Red. Now when the teams tonight get into the cricket green zone, it is a special cricket green zone. Any team reaches inside the 20-yard line. Our friends from Cricket Wireless with the cricket green zone.
It looked like that time Presley, the Big Red quarterback, was trying to get him to run a counter. They had both the right guard and right tackle pulling to their left, but Presley went over the right side, and no gain. Actually lost about 2, so it'll be 2nd and 12.
2nd and 12. Collaros had twins down to the bottom. He is pursued from the back, unloads it. He's got his man Bogard with the catch down the 25-yard line where he is knocked out of bounds, and Zach Collaros so good when he's flushed out of the pocket, and you see him here looking at his receiver and delivers a great pass on the run.
Little play fake inside. You can see he's going to come out of the pocket. He has great speed. He's able to break the contain. Probably could have run for the first down here, but had a wide open receiver, number 5. That's Maurice Bogard for the first down at about the 27-yard line.
So 1st and 10 for Red. Tamaya McGee, his first carry, and he drives his legs forward down inside the 25 to the 23-yard line. So good pickup there on first down for Steubenville Big Red. Take a look at it on the Doane Ford Lincoln Mercury replay.
Look at the takeoff right here by the Big Red offensive line. They stay on their blocks. A good job by Beaver local playing off the blocks, coming and coming back to the outside. That to a very, very short gain of about 2, so it'll bring up 2nd and 8.
And this is Bogard trying to get around the corner to the 20, down to the 17. He should be close to a first down, maybe about a yard short. Mo Bogard. And it's nice when you have what Big Red has with the 2 different backs that they can interchange.
This is all zone blocking. You can see all of those linemen getting off into their blocks and trying to get all those defensive linemen turned to the inside. Number 64 for Beaver local, that's Kyle Brown, 6'4", 260 defensive tackle. Did a great job of coming off, pursuing, and making the tackle from behind.
It is a 1st and 10 at the 17. They are in the cricket green zone inside the 20-yard line. Is Steubenville Big Red. Presley back in, and going to be stopped. No gain on the play. Good job by the Beaver local defense with a stop on Presley. And coming up and making that stop would be, look like Luke Neville.
I tell you, it's lucky that Luke Neville made that tackle, because Ralph Petrella, the left guard of Steubenville Big Red, was pulling to his right. Had a tremendous pancake block on the defensive end that time. Opened up a nice hole, but a good fill that time by the linebacker, getting off his block, making the tackle for a loss of about 1.
In motion, that's long toss. Demetrius Benjamin leading away for Presley, but Beaver local, they slip through. Somehow Presley breaks that tackle, and no, they're going to say he's out of bounds back to the 7-yard line. Beaver local, they got some pretty good penetration there, Coach, on the outside.
And it looked like they really had something going. They had the defensive end pinned to the inside. You can see it's a power pitch here, going to the outside. Presley doing a nice job. Fullback number 43, Demetrius Benjamin, out in front. Looks like Presley is stopped right here. He's such a hard back to bring down. He's able to break through 2 tackles and get it upfield.
Kyle blew that play up. 3rd and 4 on 11. Collaros barking out the bottom. He's going to roll that way. A keep all the way. Nice cut back inside the 5. Touchdown, Big Red.
Wow, what a nifty run that time by Collaros. He did a great job of handling the ball, was able to find some cracks, weaved his way through that entire defensive unit of Beaver local, carried it into the end zone for the score.
And, Coach, on this replay, you'll see the athletic ability of Zach Collaros. Nothing on the outside, cuts it back inside.
And again, it looked like somebody went in the wrong direction. Nobody was able to take the fake, but what a great run right here by Zach Collaros. He's got great speed, a lot of athleticism, and was able to take it in for the touchdown.
Michael Snyder, Eric Gilmore opening up a couple of big holes there for Big Red. And Rose for the extra point, and the kick is up, and it is good. So Steubenville Big Red, they strike the scoreboard first with a very impressive opening drive on your Vapor Jet scoreboard. Steubenville Big Red 7, Beaver Local nothing. You're watching the WTOV 9 High School Football Game of the Week.
Thank you for watching the WTOV 9
For Local 7-0, let's check in with Natalie Pasquarella on the sidelines.
Guys, we're down here. Hey, guys. So we excited for the game tonight? Yes! Who do we think's going to win this? Beavers! Well, you heard it here. We'll talk to some fans over there on Beaver Local soon. Back to you guys.
And thanks a lot, Natalie. Set for the Trinity Health System kickoff. And Rose with a good one, and it will be fielded at the 5. Out across the 10, 20, to the 25-yard line. Somebody lost their helmet. I believe that was the kick returner.
Number 8, Steve Davis from Big Red, lost his helmet. Big Red has great special teams, Don. They have great speed on their coverage teams. Number 83, Steve Rose, the kicker from Steubenville Big Red, has a great leg, and but great speed on the coverage teams. They get down there in a hurry, and Beaver Local does not start in real good field position, have the ball at their own 25. They were 3 and out on their last series. Let's see if they can string together a couple of first downs here.
Last time BOWERSOCK with a couple of carries. He is their feature back. And it is BOWERSOCK, and he's going to get a gain of about 3 on the first down. Jimmy BOWERSOCK, 5'11", 255-pound senior. This guy is a load, very powerful. I remember a couple of years ago when they had Adam Hopple, a similar type runner. BOWERSOCK, 84 attempts, 1,092 yards, 6-yard a carry average, 9 touchdowns this season.
Get a lot of movement out of that Big Red front 4. They don't just sit in those defenses. They're angling. They're getting into the gaps. They're muscling everybody.
2nd and 8, the tailback Thad Solik for a gain of a yard.
I think Beaver Local is going to have a very difficult time running inside their tackles, and that's really their bread and butter, Don. You're going to see here on the Doan Ford replay just how difficult it is. Look at Ralph Petrella taking on 2 blockers, and has the offensive center from Beaver Local about a yard and a half into his own backfield. And Beaver Local, if they're going to be successful running the ball, they have to play on Big Red's side of the neutral zone, not on their side of the neutral zone.
So Luke Neville on that carry brings up 3rd and 7. Last time they ran BOWERSOCK in their first possession with a 3rd and 7. Hand off, tailback. Not much there, and just a couple. Beaver Local will be forced to punt it once again. So 2 possessions, 2 straight 3s and out for Beaver Local. Neville on that carry.
Steubenville High School's defensive philosophy is very, very simple. We're going to put people up on the line of scrimmage. We're going to take the running game away from you. We're going to play man-to-man with our secondary. We have great speed in our secondary. We challenge you to try to beat us, try to complete the pass, and so far, that philosophy has been extremely successful on the first 2 series for Steubenville.
Special teams, too, a concern. Talking to Rich Wright this week, he commented upon the number of punts that Big Red blocks. They're not going to block that one, but the punt will go down to the 35-yard line, and that's where Big Red will have its 2nd possession of the game. Not only this game, but a doubleheader this week at Harding Stadium. Tomorrow night, Thompson-Ledgemont. The Redskins will take on Steubenville Catholic Central in Ohio Division 6 first-round ball game. So Big Red and Central both with home playoff games here at Harding Stadium, so a very busy place to be this weekend. If you like high school football and you can't beat it, back-to-back playoff games here at the stadium. So 1st and 10 on their own 35 for Steubenville Big Red. Jeremy Presley, low man in the backfield. Sammy Busick goes motion top side. Mo Bogard already up there. 5-man front for Beaver Local. Collaros puts it up. Demetrius Benjamin out of the backfield, and Benjamin a good gainer. 8 yards on the carry.
Lost the ball and went out of bounds, I think, Don.
Yeah, the ball did bounce out of bounds, and Benjamin, though, slipping out of the backfield. We'll call it a gain. Call it a gain of 9.
We're going to take a look at that on Dunford replay. Fake here, quick pass. That's the motion man, Demetrius Benjamin, going in motion. Yeah, he was down when the ball came out, so I don't think that would have been declared a fumble. It's close to a first down, second and about 1.
So Collaros barking at the signals. Mo Bogard in motion down to the bottom. And Collaros looking to put it up, rolls that way, unloads. Bogard with the catch, slips a tackle at the 40. Bogard to the 30, spins down inside the 25 to the 24. And I'll tell you what, Mo Bogard's second catch tonight, both times, Coach, have been very impressive with his ability to run after the catch.
I tell you, broken tackle, really looked good. Here it is, a play fake right here. Collaros is evading the rush. Bogard was in motion, ran an out pattern. The wide receiver ran a deep pattern, opened up the underneath area. Right here you're going to see breaking a tackle. And finally taken out of bounds at about the 25.
So 1st and 10 for Big Red. Bogard in motion to the top of the screen. Steve Davis already up there. Here is Presley. Presley to 20, cuts back, gets down to the 15, and Big Red close to another first down, and they are in the cricket green zone. Jeremy Presley, he's a good one. I always call him old school. Love that old style helmet. And take a look at the Dunford replay.
Nice job right here. He makes a nice little cutback. You can see number 55 leading the way for him. That's Angelo Magnone. Shows a little bit of athleticism, is able to change direction. Once he gets into that Beaver Local secondary, he's very difficult to bring down because he's about 175, 180 pounds, but he's built low to the ground.
2nd and 1 in the cricket's green zone. Thanks to our friends from Cricket Wireless, and this is Presley, short gainer. So each and every time tonight, the team gets inside the 20-yard line. It is the green zone, the cricket green zone, brought to our friends at Cricket Wireless. So
Number
loss
53, Tyler Webb that time was able to make some penetration, get in there and make the tackle. I think it was number 53. It's hard to really read Beaver Local's numbers, those red numbers on the white jerseys from up here in the booth.
3rd and 2 on the 16. Mo Bogard deep in that backfield, 2 tight ends. Handoff, and it's McGee for the first down.
Fred Lucas, defensive tackle, did a nice job that time making some penetration between the guard and the center and was able to get in the backfield. Although he didn't make the tackle, he really disrupted the play. And then number 30 for Beaver Local, that's Dustin Sprouse, was able to come over and make the tackle, holding it to a gain that will eventually lead to a measurement here by the referee.
Well, they're going to check it. Brought the chains out, and
It's
going to be short. I wasn't sure about that spot because on the play, I looked for sure that he picked up enough for the first down, so it'll be 4th and short for Big Red.
Coach Sutkoch making a decision right now, and I think he'll probably go for it, talking to Zach Collaros on the sideline, sending in the play. We haven't seen the fullback carry the ball yet. That's number 43, Darrell Longmire. Or I'm sorry, number 43, Demetrius Benjamin. We'll see if he gets the ball here to try to get the first down for Big Red at about the 15-yard line of Beaver Local.
4th and short. And Zach will keep it. He's got plenty for the first down. Zach Collaros with the first down for Steubenville Big Red. Great crowd on hand tonight on both sides.
Tell you, the offensive line that time got a great push on the Beaver Local defense and was able to get Zach Collaros to make the first down. Here it is right here, just straight wedge blocking, and good job that time by the interior line of Steubenville Big Red.
1st and 10 on the 14. Bogard in motion to the top side. And Zach gonna roll that way. He's got a lot of green space in front of him. Throws it though, and the pass is almost picked off. Good play defensively for Beaver Local. And coming up to make that play was Ethan Russell. And Russell, the sophomore, showing some pretty good closing speed.
Did a good job. Here it is going to be a little rollout right here, a little play action, counter action, backside guard pulls. Looked like Collaros had some room to run. Decides at the last minute he's going to throw, and almost picked off right there. He's going there, as you can see, to number 5, Maurice Bogard in the end zone. 2nd and 10 from about the 14-yard line.
Big Red sends Vogel and Bogard to the top side. McGee deep in the eye. McGee's going to take the handoff and gets down to the 10-yard line, so a gain of about 3.
Sprint draw that time to the deep back. Nice little crack in the Beaver Local defense, but again the secondary comes up, does a good job. Here it is on the Doan Ford replay. Lead block, as you can see, number 9, Magnone does a good job. Number 55 coming out on the defensive tackle. Opened up a nice little seam, a gain of about 4. Will bring up 3rd and 6. See if they try to get Collaros out on the perimeter this time, Don, with some kind of play action rollout.
And officials blow their whistle. Timeout for Steubenville Big Red. So Big Red facing a 3rd and 6 on the Beaver Local 10. 1:31 to play here in the first quarter on your Vapor Jet scoreboard. Steubenville Big Red 7, Beaver Local nothing. We'll be back after this. And welcome back. Vapor Jet scoreboard. Big Red leading Beaver Local 7-0, facing a 3rd and 6 on the Beaver Local 10-yard line. Mo Bogard down to the bottom. Presley, lone man in the backfield, and top side the receiver moves, so that's going to back Big Red up 5 yards.
That's number 8. I believe that moved a little before the snap. That was Steve Davis set out wide to the right. So they're coming in with another play, coming in with their tight end, number 14, Dan Vogel.
Football foul. Moves the football back to the 15.
So 3rd and 11, ball now back to the 15. 1:31 to go, first quarter. Big Red up 7-0. Steubenville Big Red's 2nd possession of the game. We'll send Steve Davis top side along with Danny Vogel. Presley in the slot to the bottom. Wide is Bogard. Zach looking that way. Sammy Busick, what a catch by Busick at the 2-yard line. Wow. What a great play by Busick. I know in the summer he's a pitcher and he can pitch it, but this guy can catch in this pitch and catch game as well.
He does a great job. He's running a slant pattern in toward the inside. The ball is thrown a little bit high. The coverage is not bad at all. Number 9, RODNEY KALE on the coverage, but just a great athletic play by number 15, Sam Busick, for the catch at about the 3-yard line, 1st and goal.
Jeremy Presley behind Benjamin, and it is Presley, and Presley touchdown Big Red.
He was not going to be denied. He got hit at the line of scrimmage, was able to break a tackle and carry a couple of defenders into the end zone with him. Great individual effort that time by Jeremy Presley, number 30, the tailback from Steubenville Big Red.
Oh, and I'll tell you, the tree laying a little lumber there for Steubenville Big Red, and Coach, I like the way he runs. He lets the play develop and follows his blocks.
I tell you, nice block here by number 43, as you can see. That's the fullback. Demetrius Benjamin does a great job, and here you can see he's taking a defender into the end zone with him. The extra point is good. It's 14-0 Big Red. 1:03 left to go in the first quarter, and Beaver Local has yet to make a first down.
You are correct, Coach. 1:03 to go. First quarter, 14-0 on your Vapor Jet scoreboard. Steubenville Big Red leading the Beavers of Beaver Local. And I'm telling you, Sam Busick, what a great catch. And if you look back on that drive, too, 2nd and short. You know, normally you're thinking pick up the yard, run that play, but that's when they ran the big play to Mo Bogard, which was key in that drive. Let's head to the field, check in with Natalie Pasquarella.
Hi, guys. I'm down here with some of the Beaver Local cheerleaders. Girls, what do you think of the game so far? How are you going to pump them back up?
Just keep cheering our hearts out and pump up our crowd. We're going to come back. Yeah, we're halftime. We're a halftime team. We always come back at halftime.
Okay. Well, let's see one of those cheers. Let's hear one of them.
that we are the B-E-S-T, better than all of the R-E-S-T.
All right, guys, you heard it here first.
And thanks a lot, Natalie. Set now for the kickoff. The kickoff's brought to you by Trinity Health System. Rose, a beauty, and that's what he's known for. Big Red has an outstanding defense, but when you've got a weapon like Rose that pins teams back at their 20-yard line to start drives, boy, that's just an additional weapon.
And I tell you, it's very unusual. He's a straight-on kicker. You generally see that out of, soccer-style kickers, but, he's a straight-on kicker and really gets his leg into the ball.
Bogard being looked at over on the sideline. He had, like I mentioned earlier, such a key play. He's had a couple big catches tonight. Now, offensively, Beaver Local really needs to get something going in here. As you mentioned, Coach, yet to have a first down. Now, they've got double wings now. And it's the quarterback, Flint. He can't turn the corner, and Matt Bellardine made a nice play, held his ground, came up and made a nice tackle. Draylon Free over there as well, and Bellardine coming up out of the secondary. Very quick, good defender.
They had a split receiver one way and a wing over this way, and he's the short corner right here. They've got everybody pinned inside, and Bellardine does a nice job of coming up and making a tackle after a short gain of about 3 to be 2nd and 7.
And Tamale McGee, he went in there and took on BOWERSOCK head on, taking his man. Here's Flynn again. Demetrius Benjamin is there. Angelo Magnone as well.
Bobby Flint keeps it off the left side. Hit by Demetrius Benjamin.
Not a whole lot of running room inside for Beaver Local. Steubenville Big Red does a great job of just controlling the line of scrimmage, getting off of their blocks, getting to the ball carrier, and holding every running play that Beaver Local has tried so far to very, very short yardage.
And that does it for the first quarter. The Vapor Jet scoreboard. Steubenville Big Red leading Beaver Local 14-0. You're watching the WTOB 9 High School Football Game of the Week. Vapor Jet scoreboard. Big Red leading Beaver Local 14-0. Key play here for Coach Rich Wright of Beaver Local. 3rd and 4 on their own 26-yard line. Beaver looking for their first down of the night. BOWERSOCK the fullback. They're going to hand it to the second man through. Big hole. 30. Out across the 40 to the 45. And they do pick up the first down. That is Luke Neville. Big carry for Beaver Local. Their first down of the ball game.
I don't think that was BOWERSOCK that time. That was
Luke Neville.
Yeah. Did a good job. Here he is right here. That's number 30. That's Dustin Sprouse. Did a good job running a little inside track. They got Big Red over-penetrating. Okay, we have 2 number 30s.
That's always fun. Here's BOWERSOCK, and he gets the gain of about 3.
Out to about the 47. Updating some scores in the first period.
So a gain of 3. That first down carry by Neville bringing some life to Beaver Local. So 2nd and 7 on the 47.
21-0 over Cambridge.
There's Coach Wright sitting in the play from the sideline, as you can see.
In the second, New Concord, John Glenn leads Medina Buckeyes.
Finally got something going here a little bit. Got their first down. They're near midfield.
Well, what a job he's done since taking over this program.
Outstanding.
Boy, they were struggling program before he took over. Here's Neville the other way. Neville out across the 50 to 45. Bellardine, a key tackle. It's the second nice open field tackle he's made tonight.
I tell you, he doesn't make that tackle, Don, and Neville is liable to take it the distance. A little fake inside that time to BOWERSOCK. Everybody bid on it. Here you can inside BOWERSOCK. He has a little running room, and I'll tell you, if Beaver Local gets the block on Bellardine, that goes for a long gain. But it is still a first down. Beaver Local now has strung together 2 first downs on this drive, starting to feel a little bit better about their offense.
And Neville takes a breather. Neville's still in there. Here goes Flint, and he gets a gain of a couple. It'll bring up 2nd down and 8. Neville, a key player for Beaver Local, also their leading tackler defensively. 4th leading rusher on the season with 265 yards. Here's a look at Bobby Flint. He's 93, so the 2nd leading carrier behind BOWERSOCK.
Big Red in their patented 4-3 defense. Outstanding middle linebacker, number 43, Demetrius Benjamin.
Here's
the ball very
BOWERSOCK.
well.
BOWERSOCK across the 40, and he a couple tackles. And when you look at Beaver Local's offense, I mean, their strength is running inside the tackles,
Correct.
and the strength of the Big Red defense is the tackle. So it's strength against strength.
They're BOWERSOCK trying to run an inside little trap play, and you can see number 55, Angelo Magnone, really comes off his block very well. He's able to get to the ball carrier, bring him down for a short gain. 3rd and 5 for Beaver Local at the Big Red 40-yard line.
RODNEY, KALE, Bennett. Oh, too strong. He got stopped. It should have been for no gain. Kept driving, and he gets it to the stick.
It's going to be close. It's going to be 4th and less than a yard. We're going to take a look at it here. Here it is again, that little draw play out of the spread formation. Just an excellent run, and Beaver Local staying on their blocks, trying to keep people moving backwards, and BOWERSOCK is able to power his way up to about the 36-yard line of Steubenville Big Red.
Now, that's not a Beaver Local timeout. The official called a timeout, equipment adjustment, and it might actually be a smart thing for Beaver Local because they were getting pretty close on the on the time, trying to get that play in. There's a good look at Reno Sokoch. I'll tell you what a job he's done too. 3rd straight 10-0, but coming in, I mean, you knew about Magnone and Petrella, but a lot of new faces in the backfield and quarterback on the offensive line. I mean, this is a team that's really just grown and grown as the season's come on. And what a good coaching job by him and his staff. BOWERSOCK 4th and short. BOWERSOCK's got it.
Yeah, he got it on second effort because Big Red had great penetration that time. They got to him very, very quickly, but with his size and strength, he was able to break the tackle, get it up for the first down. There's BOWERSOCK over the left side. You can see number 22 make great penetration. That was Tamawi McGee, but he bounced right off of BOWERSOCK, and BOWERSOCK was able to get the...
Look at a big tackle, Kyle Brown, 6'4", 260. He's the guy that went behind. 1st and 10 on the 34. Second man through, Neville. Neville spins, and he gets to the 29-yard line. And one thing you're seeing, these Beaver
see Presley comes from his outside linebacker position, is goes down on the ball carrier, hold it to a gain of 4 yards. It'll bring up 2nd and 6. And that was a win for Beaver Local on 1st down.
That was the big guy that pulled. That's Brown. 2nd and 6 on the 30. They're pulling guys again. Neville, couple stiff arms, and he's going to be about 3 yards short. Bring up 3rd and long. So they're trying to work Neville on the perimeter.
Picks up about 4 Dawn. I'd say it's going to bring up 3rd and about 2, maybe closer to 3 yards on 3rd down. But they're undoubtedly in 4 down territory. They need 3 yards on 2 downs.
So they break the huddle. 3rd and 3, ball split with 27. 2 receivers down to the bottom. First man through, and they should have just a shade short. And on that carry, Fred Lucas. They'll do that sometimes. Lucas is 6'1", 220, and they'll have their jumbo set with Lucas and BOWERSOCK, and there's a couple of big boys back there.
He's right here, and fullback comes up, but you can see Magnone again coming off his block, does a nice job, and is able to get to the ball carrier before he gets the first down. It's going to bring up 4th and 1. This is a big down for Beaver Local and a big down for the Big Red defense.
So 4th and 1. BOWERSOCK's your tailback. Lucas, your fullback. This is BOWERSOCK, gets hit. He's not going to get it. Oh, he's still going. What an effort by BOWERSOCK.
Wow.
There were 3 or 4 defenders for Big Red that shoved him back. I hope he's all right because he hit that fence pretty hard on the far side. But
well, I hope the fence is all right. Because he is a load.
I'm telling you, there were 3 or 4 guys, Graylon Pre leading the way, but boy, BOWERSOCK doesn't quit.
Well, here it is right here. You're going to see real penetration, and number 22 has a hand on him. You can see Benjamin has a hand on him. but he just throws everybody off and stays on his feet and is able to continue upfield.
The official
runs over the official as well.
I think you're right. I think he broke the fence. If this was a NASCAR race, we'd have about a 1 hour delay. There were 7 Big Red guys that got a lick on him.
I tell you, what a great effort that time by number 10.
Saying he broke the pole.
Jim BOWERSOCK.
Oh.
Yes, he did. He did break the down marker there.
That was like, I watch a lot of bull riding, okay? It's on NBC, so I can do that. That was like, if you watch bull riding, that's like the bull. You get on bodacious or one of those big bulls, and they just go and go and go. BOWERSOCK was like a bull with about five or six riders.
I tell you, the thing that was so impressive is when he just, with his arm threw the tacklers off of him, was able to continue upfield for the first down.
Yeah, how many times do you see that? 4 guys will come up, they'll get the guy, and they'll basically stop him, hold him standing up. That's why I thought the play was done.
First guy to hit him was number 22, Tamawi. He looked like, Tamawi really...
And he hit him low.
Yeah, had great form, but he just able to bounce off of that and then get to the outside, and Big Red pursued, but he still made the first down.
Well, we'll take a break. VaporJet scoreboard, Big Red 14, Beaver Local nothing. We'll be back. And we're back at Harding Stadium, 1st and 10 on the 23. Beaver Local driving, Neville and Presley, Magnone, Draylon, Pre. Yep, there were 3 Big Red defenders there, and that's going to be a loss of a couple. I don't think those guys are a little upset after that last play when BOWERSOCK broke all the tackles. They took care of that one.
I tell you, Presley came clean. He came on a little stunt to the inside, was able to get to the ball carrier before he got to the line of scrimmage. So it's going to be a loss of maybe a half yard. We'll still call it 2nd and 10, Don. But again, the entire offense of Beaver Local is predicated by running from the tackles in toward the center.
This is a toss. Neville's got a seam. Neville 20. Neville cuts back at 15. Stevie Davis brings him down at the 14. So it'll be 3rd and short. Zach Collaros coming up for the stop. Brandon Canestraro over there as well.
Okay, you've got to honor BOWERSOCK to the inside, and that time he made a great fake, and then the pitch to the outside to Neville. That's a play they ran earlier, and I'll tell you, number 7, Zach Collaros, their starting quarterback, is in that lineup now. So they want to try to get as many real athletic people in there as they possibly can. When Zach is going to cover the wide out to this side on a 3rd and about 2.
In the cricket green zone. And it is Flint. Faked it to Jimmy BOWERSOCK and ended up getting stopped. But you saw in that previous play, the receivers blocking well. When you run the ball as much as Beaver Local, you're going to have receivers that are good blockers.
Absolutely, Don, and that's so very, very important. It's a skill that coaches are really stressing more and more every year with high school football players.
And it's becoming popular. Why? Because of Hines Ward with the Steelers.
Absolutely,
a lot of these kids watch that, and, hey, there's an NFL player, all-pro receiver, every play going hard, coming up with big blocks. Hey, it's cool to block now. Look at Hines Ward. 4th and 2. Here's the big boys, Lucas and BOWERSOCK, both in the backfield. And Flint's going to keep it up behind BOWERSOCK. He's got the first down to the 7-yard line. Boy,
that was a great run by number 4, Bobby Flint. Fakes to BOWERSOCK over the right side. Looks like they're trying to run a little bit of option. It's a midline option. You can see the 55 Magnone is sucked in down toward the inside, and Flint somehow is able to pop out of all of that traffic and get the first down at about the 7-yard line. It'll be 1st and goal for Beaver Local from there.
1st and goal to go on the 8. This is Freddie Lucas, and Lucas down to the 4, staying with that big set.
This has been a great drive by Beaver Local.
It wasn't a long time, that long ago, we were talking about they hadn't had their first down. And this is what Rich Wright had wanted to do, eat up a lot of clock, pick up the first downs, and that's what they're doing here. 2nd goal to go at the 5.
And that Beaver Local offensive line is right now is doing a good job. They're inside the 5 of Big Red. It's 2nd and goal from there. BOWERSOCK at the tailback position right now.
Lucas up back, and it is BOWERSOCK straight up the middle, keeps his legs driving, and just really moves the whole pile. And you don't want to call that guy down just yet. They're sitting down just at the 1 yard line. Lost his helmet. There's a good look at Jimmy BOWERSOCK.
BOWERSOCK at the tailback position, just straight drive blocking, and Big Red angling to the inside, trying to cut him off. You can see how many people it really takes to bring him down, and he does a great job. And that offensive line does a good job of staying on their blocks, keeping their feet moving. The ball is inside the 1. It's 3rd and goal from there.
And an official timeout.
We have another helmet adjustment that needs to be made. No charge timeout.
That's Kyle Reeder, the center. And really, I mean, Big Red had so much momentum, but they're keeping that high-powered offense off the field with this drive. 3rd,
and they've taken an awful lot of time off the clock as well, Don, because all of this has been by running.
And this is Lucas. BOWERSOCK is lined up at the wing. Touchdown, Beaver Local.
That has to be a big, big boost to this Beaver Local offense. They've done a great job of taking the ball, driving. I don't know exactly how long that drive was. Probably close to.
Well, because the kick.
That's right. The kick went into the end zone, so it's an 80-yard drive. We're going to see it right here. Good job by number 59, the center.
Reeder.
Kyle Reeder does a great job of coming off the line of scrimmage and moving people off the line and giving that Beaver Local offensive back enough room to get in for the score.
And BOWERSOCK, they had him lined up as a wing. Here's Jarek Satmeyer. And this kick is up and good. You're not going to see any better kickers in the night. Satmeyer and Rose are both dandy kickers. Well, let's take a break. 2.5 to go first half. Big Red 14, Beaver Local 7 on the Vapor Jet scoreboard. You're watching the WTOV 9 High School Football Game of the Week.
I am down here in the Freddie Lucas's mother. He just ran for the touchdown. How are you feeling right now? What do you think of the game so far? Oh, we're halfway there now.
Maurice Bogart also back deep for the Red.
So what are you looking to happen pretty soon here?
Oh, I think we're going to win. I think so. All righty.
Back to you, Dawn.
Thanks a lot, Natalie. Boy, that Natalie Pasquarella pretty good. The kid scores a touchdown. She goes through this, 8,000 people and finds the kid's mom. Trinity Health System kickoff. Bogart drops it as 3, picks it back up. He's got a wedge in front of him. Look at Bogart. Woo! And Freddie Lucas, mom's up there watching, and he had a touchdown-saving tackle.
I'll tell you, great job by Freddie Lucas, because he doesn't make that tackle. Don and Big Red very, very possibly could be on the scoreboard again.
They had the wedge. They had the wall in front of him.
Yes, they did. And he's just looking for a seam, and once he finds it, he just pops through there, makes a nice cut right there, but a good open field tackle by Freddie Lucas.
Boy, nice return, but still out to the 28-yard line. Seemed a lot further than that. Trips topside, Zach in the gun. Now he's going to come up under center. Presley going to settle in behind him, lone man in the backfield. Bogart, Davis up there, little swing to Bogart. He picks up a block. Look at Bogart across the 40, first down out to the 44. Nice play for Big Red.
Ethan Russell over there, number 6, making the tackle. He's played a good game from his defensive secondary spot, was able to make a good open field tackle. And the only thing is, Big Red went out of bounds, stopped the clock, so they don't have to use a timeout here. They have Tripp set now to their right. Plays coming in from the sideline.
And Big Red in a hurry-up offense mode, so they're going to be trying to click these plays off quickly. 2:16 to go first half. Trips down to the bottom. High snap. Zach hauls it in, though. In the middle, he's got Stevie Davis. Davis at the spins and brought down from behind to the 9-yard line.
The official back there, the back judge, almost made the tackle that time. Stevie Davis running a deep post pattern. And I'll tell you, you just cannot substitute anything for the speed that Big Red has at the running back and skilled position.
Boy, I'll tell you, Zach had a bad snap. Didn't let that bother him, still got it off. Cricket, the wireless green zone. That is where Steubenville Big Red is right now. The
Beaver Local's going to play man-to-man defense on those wideouts from Big Red. They're going to have to do a much better job to be able to run with them.
First and goal to go in the 9. Bogart, he's had a big night, goes in motion. Here's Presley up the middle. He's going to be stopped at the 5.
Big Red has plenty of time. About a minute and a half left to go. 2 guys coming in, number 85 for Big Red. It's Anthony Gossett, number 43, Demetrius Benjamin, coming in at the running back position. Let's take a look at that long throw. Watch the snap. Great job of being able to control the snap. Good block by Jeremy Presley. And then a deep post route, or a corner route being run by Davis here, and is able to get open.
Second and goal to go in the 6. Here's Presley, and Kyle Reeder is there for the stop for Beaver Local. So the clock to 56 seconds.
Big Red's got to start thinking about using their timeouts. They have 2 left.
Take them because, Beaver Local needs huge chunks of time to score.
Yes.
You're not going to be concerned giving them the ball with 40 seconds. So third and goal to go in the 6. Big one here. Beaver Local just want to gain some momentum. The big play offense of Big Red striking. And we will take this break in the Cricket Green Zone. 14-7 on the Vapor Jet scoreboard. You're watching the WTOV 9 High School Football Game of the Week. Seven Big Red, Vapor Jet scoreboard. Key play here for Steubenville Big Red. Third and goal to go on the 6-yard line. Longmire and Presley in the backfield. Jeremy Presley, man goes in motion on his Bogart. Here goes Zach Collaros looking. Demetrius Benjamin, touchdown Big Red.
It's a play they ran earlier in the first quarter, Don. Of course, the last time it was Benjamin that was in motion and went flat. This time he went flat out of his fullback position. Got one-on-one coverage out there. Linebacker couldn't get to him fast enough, and he took it into the end zone for the score. Here it is, a little bootleg action. Too many receivers over there. And you can see number 2, Nick Carfagna, trying to come over to make the tackle, and just a mismatch on Demetrius Benjamin. He's a load, and once he gets into space, it's very, very difficult to bring down.
Rose on to attempt the extra point placement, and the kick is up, and it is good. So Steubenville Big Red, they answer. They got the ball with about 2.5 minutes to play. Use 2 minutes of it and get on the board again. 3 possessions, 3 touchdowns for Big Red. Can't beat that efficiency. Vapor Jet scoreboard, Big Red leading Beaver Local 21-7, 34 seconds to go now here in the first half at Harding Stadium. So if you sit and looked at it for Beaver Local, they'd scored the touchdown. If they could have held them there, they get the ball to start the second half.
Right.
But 3 possessions, 3 touchdowns. Your defense has got to stop them at some point.
Well, I tell you, Big Red is so proficient in not only running the ball, but they run the ball so efficiently, Don, that you honor the run, and when they start going to the play action passes, freezes those linebackers where they can't get into. The receivers from Big Red are so very, very good at finding the seams, and Collaros is so good in ball handling and making those fakes and then delivering the ball on time to his open receivers. He's been very, very good throwing the ball today.
And you've got guys making plays. Sammy Busick going up in here and ripping down a pass. Bogard with a nice run after a catch, and Matt Bellardy with a couple big tackles defensively. This is a very solid team, and I mean team in all senses of the word. Trinity Health System kickoff. Back at the 5-yard line for Beaver Local. Cross to the 20. Bounces off, and he's still going. Plenty of running room, but Longmire is going to be there at the 40. And I'll tell you, huge return by Rodney KALE. There have been so many helmets on this field today. I think 5 different kids have had their helmets knocked off tonight. So there's some hard hitting going on. Skybank, Skybox, Big Red 21, Beavers 7.
I tell you, this is a real gutsy run right here. You're going to see this. Number 9, Rodney KALE. It's a middle return. Good coverage by the Big Red special teams, but he bounces off those tacklers, makes a little pivot, and gets to the outside. And the safety for Big Red playing it there very, very well. Although he didn't make the tackle, forced it back to the inside.
gun. 1st and 10 on the 44. Flint going to keep it. He's not going anywhere. He gets brought down in the backfield. Boy, if you're Beaver local, though, even down 2 touchdowns, 19 seconds left, you don't want the turnover. You don't want to do something foolish that you're going to regret in the locker room at the half.
And they proved on their last series that they can move the ball. The only thing is they need time to do that, Don. They're not a real explosive team. Going back to Big Red's passing game, Collaros only threw 85 passes over the course of the whole season. That's less than 9 passes per game. But he had a very high completion percentage. He completed 54 of those 85 passes, and 54 passes for 950 yards. You're thinking in terms of 20 yards per completion. So, that's very impressive. And threw for 12 touchdowns and only threw 3 interceptions. So that's how much, they use the play-action passing game because their running game has been so efficient over the course of this year.
And that's a huge stat. Only 3 picks, 64% completion percentage. Downfield, that pass is picked off by Matt Bellardine. Wow. With this offense, 15 seconds with Big Red speed, they could put it in. This could really bite you if you're Beaver local.
Absolutely. Here it is right here. They're in the spread formation. Flynn is looking for a receiver going straight downfield, and he doesn't even look for the ball, and the ball is thrown directly to Ballardine for the interception. Big Red has it at their own 43-yard line.
15 seconds to go in the half. Trips down to the bottom. Zach in the gun. So Collaros, he's going to roll. He's got some pressure from behind. Steps out of it. Still going. Unloads it. Stevie Davis. And he gets knocked down at midfield.
Zach Collaros finds Stevie Davis.
Stopped the clock with 4.4 seconds left to go in the first half. And a great athletic display that time by Zach Collaros. You can see here, he's trying to get... they're moving the pocket for him. He's coming over here to the right sideline. Good pressure on him, but you can see that he's got great escapability, is able to keep his feet, find a receiver, complete the pass, take him out of bounds, stop the clock, and Big Red, although they didn't make the first down, they're at about the 49 line of Beaver local. Time for maybe one more play.
Okay, 2nd and 3 at midfield. This official, it looked like he was signaling a penalty.
That's what they're
against
doing.
Big Red for procedure. But he didn't tell anybody else. Everybody else was up at the ball.
Any flags.
Neither did I.
Big Red, the last play did not count.
It was a procedure before it was a legal procedure was called before the play.
I tell you, it sure took him an awful long time to make the call. Big Red now has twins both ways, 4 receivers.
And now he's going to kneel on it. And that was a good point. They should have kept the time on the clock if that happened before the play.
Very entertaining first half, Don.
I think so, absolutely. Big Red really, other than getting the ball there, it was 3 possessions, 3 touchdowns. And Beaver local, they were down 14-0 real quick, and now 21-7 at the half. Let's head down to the field. Natalie Pasquarella, Coach Reno Sockotch.
Here with head coach Reno Sockotch. Reno, nice first half under your belt. Any adjustments for the second?
Yeah, we have to adjust our defense and tighten our belt. That's it. Other than that, it's 2 good teams, 2 good coaching staff, and a good crowd going after it.
All right, good luck to you. Okay, back to you, Don.
And thanks a lot, Natalie. So Reno heads to the locker room. The Vapor Jet scoreboard. Steubenville Big Red 21, Beaver Local 7. At the half, you're watching the WTOV 9 High School Football Game of the Week. On the Vapor Jet scoreboard, Steubenville Big Red leading Beaver Local by a count of 21-7. A pretty good first half. And let's take a look back at it. It would be Steubenville Big Red on its first possession. Zach Collaros, look at this nifty little move as he takes it into the touchdown, 7-0 Big Red. That was the first possession. Big Red second possession, same end result. Jeremy Presley, a nice zone for the touchdown, made it 14-0. Beaver Local up into this drive, third drive of the game, had no first downs, had a boatload of them here. Look at this, 4th and short. Jimmy BOWERSOCK, what an effort for the first down for Beaver Local. And then Freddie Lucas caps the 80-yard touchdown drive, makes it 14-7. But still, 2.5 minutes to go in the half. Zach Collaros pulls in the snap, unloads it. Stevie Davis at the 20, down to the 15, spin move to the 10. And that sets up a touchdown pass from Zach Collaros to Demetrius Benjamin out of the backfield. And that's where we stand now. Big Red leading Beaver Local 21-7 as we're set to start the second. Paperjet scoreboard, Big Red up over Beaver Local 21-7.
Maurice and Matt Bellardine will be back deep. Twin receivers for the Red.
So Beaver Local, they'll get the ball to start the second half.
Gerald Solinari kicking out.
Big Red
we thought Beaver Local was getting the ball, but they're kicking off, Don.
Now I'm lost.
Well, Big Red, I think, kicked off the first half, and I think.
Oh, you're right.
Assumed,
Excuse me. I'm sorry. Yeah, you're
I think
right.
we assumed that Beaver had deferred, but evidently they didn't.
I got to plug something in here. All right, fellas in the truck, if you lost something, it's because I kicked some outlet out. Here we go. Trinity L System kickoff.
Deep, nice kickoff here. Line drive.
And there is Bogard across the 10, 20, out to the 25-yard line. And that's where Steubenville Big Red will set up shop to start the second half. Skybank, Skyball, Big Red 21, Beaver Local 7.
Some stats from the first half, Don. Big Red had 16 rushing attempts for 67 yards. Presley leading away with 9 carries for 40 yards. Beaver Local 87 yards rushing on 27 attempts. This is the big stat for Big Red. Collaros is 7 out of 8 passing for 144 yards. They have total offense of 211 yards in the first half.
So 1st and 10 on their own 24 for Big Red. Collaros looking, Matt Bellardine, and Bellardine gets it out near the 40-yard line. He should have the first down. Nifty little catch and run, little comeback for Bellardine.
Moved to the inside after the catch. He gets some yards after the catch here. It's a 3-step drop. Real quick pattern, just a stop pattern by Bellardine. You can see here the defender overruns him and he's able to get it upfield for the necessary yardage for the first down at about the 39-yard line.
So 1st and 10 for Big Red on their own 34-yard line. Stevie Davis slot top side. Boy, he's got a lot of room. And there is a fine Davis.
With two defenders over there, Don. They're going to have to make another adjustment on that. To get some people out of the box to get over there to the twin side.
Davis across midfield to the 48, but you could see it when he lined up. There's nobody anywhere near Stevie Davis.
He doesn't even take any steps on this. He just, Zach Collaros just turns and throws to Stevie Davis. He was open there, the defender playing well off of him. And you can see how strong Stevie Davis continues to run after the catch for another first down in Beaver Local territory. Here it is again.
So 1st and 10. Presley runs into Zach, and Zach trying to get away, he makes something positive out of it, gains a couple. Let's head to the field, and Natalie Pasquarella.
Hi, guys. I'm down here with the Steubenville Big Red cheerleaders. Girls, how do you think the game's going? Awesome. Right. Now, we already heard a cheer from the Beaver Local cheerleaders, so how about one from you guys? We believe in Big Red. We believe in Big Red. We believe in Big Red. Good job, girls. Awesome.
2nd and 8, Zach to the air. And Vogel with the catch at the 40-yard line. It'll bring up 3rd and a couple.
Nice catch that time by Vogel, number 14, who is listed in the program as a receiver and a defensive back. Again, the short passing game being very effective for Big Red at this point. Gets down, keeps his eye on the ball, concentrates, makes the catch for a gain of about 6 or 7. It's going to bring up 3rd and about 2.
Mobo guard motion top side. Presley takes the toss. Presley, look at that forward momentum. talk about running downhill. He gets his momentum, gets those legs flying. He's got the first down across the 35 to the 33.
I tell you, great blocking by the right side of that offensive line. You're going to see everybody is pinned to the inside. He's got a blocker out in front of him, gets a good block on the perimeter, and able to get it upfield for more than enough yardage for the first down inside the 35-yard line of Beaver local.
You saw number 14, Danny Vogel, blocking two guys, leading the way for Big Red. 1st and 10. Tamalia McGee. McGee to the 31.
Tamalia McGee on the right side.
Good job that time by the Beaver local defense getting over there and running to the ball carrier on that stretch play by Steubenville Big Red. Here it is, pretty good blocking at the point of attack. But the defensive end does a nice job of getting that turn back to the inside. You can see number 55 from Beaver local doing a good job getting to the ball carrier. That's Dan Kernich, 5'11", 220-pound senior.
2nd and 8, two tight ends. Stevie Davis in motion down the bottom. Presley up the middle. Presley 30. Presley 25 to 20. To the 18-yard line. Just run by Presley. Another first down in Big Red.
That's the tailback counter. You'll see the backside guard and backside tackle both pull. Front side blocks down, seals everything to the inside. Then the pulling guard and tackle kick out. And a nice job of by Presley finding the open area, finding the crease, able to follow his blockers very, very effectively. Once he gets into the secondary, he's real hard to bring down by one tackler.
1st and 10 on the 19. Cricket Wireless green zone. Zach in trouble, steps out of it, unloads. He's got a man, Davis, incomplete in the back of the end zone. But the escapability of Zach Collaros once again.
Great job by Zach Collaros escaping the rush by Beaver local. Pretty nice job here. You can see here a little bootleg fake. He's looking to his right. Nothing there. Gets a block from Ralph Petrella. Comes back to his left right now. He has two receivers in the end zone close together. Just a little bit too much on this, but a great job by the receiver. That's Steve Davis at least getting his hand on the ball.
Double tight. And Beaver local jumps offside. Exactly that head fake. Hard count. Off comes Beaver local.
That was Freddie Lucas, coming off the ball a little bit too early. It's going to be a 5-yard penalty against Beaver local to move the ball down to about the 12-yard line. And let's call it the 14. It'll be 2nd and 5.
So Big Red breaking the huddle, 2nd and 5 on the 14. Collaros up under center. Here is Presley, and he's going to be stopped. No gain on the play, 3rd down.
Nice job by Beaver local. Was able to hold their ground. We're knocked off the line of scrimmage at a very short gain of about 1 yard. We'll call it 3rd and 4. But excellent penetration that time by the Beaver local defense. Kyle Reeder that time making the penetration, number 59, 6 foot, 205 pounds junior.
Zach up under center. Mo Bogard, motion top side. Zach rolling that way, looking back, floats it up there. Bogard, touchdown, Big Red.
Okay, he came all the way from the opposite side, ran completely across the field. Collaros rolled to his right, threw it back across the field to his left, and Bogard wide open, a perfectly thrown pass. Executed play right here. I'll tell you, he had number coming out of the backfield. That was Steve Davis. You can see here he puts some air under the ball and gives Bogard an opportunity to run under it for a big touchdown. And the passing game of Big Red tonight has just been awesome.
And the extra point attempt by Rose is Big Red. They put 6 more on the board. 27-7. Mo Bogard, the junior wideout for Big Red, having a huge game. They project scoreboard 27-7. Big Red over Beaver local. We'll be back after this. And welcome back, Vapor Jet scoreboard. Big Red leading Beaver local 27-7. Let's check in quickly with Natalie Pasquarella.
Red managers. How you guys doing tonight?
Good.
Good. What are you doing to keep these boys going?
Oh, water. Lots of water. They dehydrate.
What else? What else are you doing to keep them pumped up?
Give them a towel or something.
Give them a towel or something. How about you? Come on over. What are you doing to keep the guys going?
Give them water.
Giving them water. All right, guys, back to you.
Trinity Health System kickoff, fielded by Beaver Local with the one out across to the 17-yard line.
Tell you again, excellent coverage by the Big Red special teams. A lot of speed on the special teams, and when you have a kicker like Big Red has in big number 83, Stephen Rose, who puts the ball down around the goal line on a consistent basis, you know, those guys just pin their ears back, run as fast as they can, and try to get to that ball carrier before he gets it upfield to the 20-yard line. Beaver starting this drive from their own 17-yard line, their first possession of the second half.
Neville and BOWERSOCK in the backfield. This is Neville, and Neville, good hard run out to the 22-yard line.
Good gain of 5 yards on first down. Does a good job of finding a little crease inside. I tell you, Neville, only a junior, 5'10", 180 pounds. Does a good job of running inside, and that's basically all that Beaver Local does. They have very, very little that they do to try to get to the outside, so they're going to challenge that defensive front of Steubenville High School by running right at them.
Gain of 4 brings up 2nd and 6. Double wing. Flint, Angelo Magnone brings him down. Tamale McGee there as well after a short pickup of a little over a yard.
This is going to be in about 3, Don, and again they're running inside. That time Big Red had a little angle on. Send one of their linebackers, that was number 43, their inside linebacker, Demetrius Benjamin, was able to hold that to a short gain. So 3rd and 3. Let's see if Beaver can get their first down of the second half here.
Demetrius Benjamin showing run blitz. This is BOWERSOCK and Magnone. They bring him down. Excellent job by the Big Red defense. You see Angelo Magnone, Ralph Petrella, Stevie Davis all over there. Kind of surprising trying to go wide with BOWERSOCK.
Yeah, with BOWERSOCK. They've had some success running their tailback wide by faking the BOWERSOCK inside and then making a pitch to the outside. They had some success with that play in the first half, but this time it was just a straight pitch to BOWERSOCK. He actually lost about 3 yards, so it's going to bring up 4th and 6 punting situation for Beaver Local.
Big Red.
Ballardine deep for Steubenville Big Red.
Blocked a lot of punts this year. Jared Satmeyer, he's going to get this one off. A good high punt. Big Red calls for the fair catch, and they will take over on their own 46-yard line. Watching the WTOV9 Game of the Week. Zach Collaros bringing his team up to the line of scrimmage. Second possession here of the third quarter of the second half. Jeremy Presley. Cross midfield. You're going to have a flag hold on Big Red.
There's 2 flags actually at the same place, and they were thrown at the feet of number 9, Darnell Longmire. And we'll see it on the replay, see if there's a hold. And I think both officials saw it, so it's going to be brought back after a nice run by Jeremy Presley. It's an illegal block in the back. That'll be a 10-yard penalty from the spot. We'll take a look at it right here. Good job, as you can see. Number 52 does an excellent job of getting to the outside. There it is right there. And really a nice run by Jeremy Presley that time.
So first,
Eric Gilmore did a great job of getting his block on the left side that time.
1st and 20 for Steubenville Big Red. 2 receivers topside. There's Presley with a handoff, trying to string it out to the corner. And he gets snowed under. Nick Carfagna coming up with a stop. Rodney KALE also over there as well, defensively for Beaver Local.
Nice job by Beaver Local stringing that out to the outside. We're going to take a look at it here. You can see Ralph Petrella, the backside guard, pulling, trying to get a block up inside. Forces Presley to run toward the sideline. Good pursuit from the inside out, and a nice job by the defensive back coming up and making that tackle. They'll bring up 2nd and about 15 for Steubenville Big Red, just outside their own 40-yard line at the 41.
Tamale McGee in the backfield now for Steubenville. Zach Collaros back to pass. He's pressured, steps out of trouble. They can't get him. Third guy, he's still going. Look at this for Zach, and finally gets brought down. Thad Solik coming up with the tackle, but I'm telling you, there were 3 different Beaver local Beavers that had a good angle on him and couldn't bring him down.
I tell you, he's very, very elusive. He has good quickness, and watch his feet more than anything else, Don. You know, his feet are always moving. You know, he never comes to a complete stop. Just watch it. He's strong. He's able to keep his balance. You know, when you look at him in the program, he's listed as 6'1", 180. And that's pretty nice size for a high school quarterback, and very, very athletic player.
3rd and 23 on their own 33. 2 receivers down to the bottom. Zach is brought down immediately.
I tell you, they brought a linebacker that time, and I think that was Freddie Lucas came from the inside linebacker position. It's one thing you don't see Beaver local do on his blitzer linebackers. That time they did, and I tell you, he came clean here. Take a look at it right here. Backside guard is pulling, and he just comes clean. Did a great job of escaping his block, and was able to come through and drop Collaros for a big, big loss. Brings up 4th and 33.
Steve Rose on the punt, first punt of the night for Steubenville Big Red. And they get off a nice punt. Fair catch called for, and it's going to take a Big Red roll. Boy, down inside the 28, so not fielding the punt. Down to the 26-yard line, not fielding the punt cost Beaver local. A lot of yardage there. We will take a timeout. 2:53 to go, 3rd quarter. Stadium Vapor Jet scoreboard. Big Red 27, Beaver local 7. 2:53 to play, 3rd quarter. Quarterback Bobby Flint trying to get the corner, and Matt Bellardine was there for the initial hit. Angelo Magnone finishes things off, and once again, Bellardine keeping Beaver local from getting to the perimeter.
But, not bad on first down for Beaver local. Gain of about 5. It's going to bring up 2nd and 5. But a good job by Matt Ballardine from his defensive cornerback position, able to come up and bring down Flint after a gain of 5. Anytime, Beaver tries to come to the outside, Don, they have some moderate success. I mean, not great success, but some moderate success. There's a nice little run inside that time by the Beaver local tailback.
And that's Luke Neville, and he does pick up the first down yardage for the Beavers.
And take a look at it on the Doan replay. Just a little tailback trap. It starts one way and then cuts it back the other way behind the block of the pulling guard, and you can see here that makes some nice positive yardage, enough for the first down, gets it out to about the 38-yard line. Let's call it 1st and 10 from there from Beaver local. See if they can string together a drive like they did in the 2nd quarter of the first half.
1st and 10, Presley showing blitz. They pick that up. Here comes Benjamin. They pick him up. Magnone. Flint cross to the 42. They were sending guys, 3 different guys. And Magnone disrupts things at the end, but Flint 4.
Take a look at that on the Doan Ford replay. Little bootleg action here. Good job of Flint. Doesn't find any open receivers. Does a good job of escaping the first defender. Gets it upfield for a gain of about 3. Will bring up 2nd and 7.
2 receivers top side. Here's BOWERSOCK. Quick hitter, and he's just shy of the first down.
Nice surge that time by the Beaver local offensive line. Good job by BOWERSOCK of running just north and south, not trying to do anything fancy. Straight over his left guard position, is able to get it close to the first down. It'll be 3rd and 1. Take a look at it on the Doan Ford replay. Again, a nice job, finds a little seam right there, and Presley's able to play off of his block and make the tackle, but not before a good gain that time by BOWERSOCK.
And there is BOWERSOCK on 3rd and short, and he does have the first down for Beaver local.
Somebody came up and really put a hit on BOWERSOCK that time. We're going to take a look at it, see who that defender was for Steubenville Big Red. There's BOWERSOCK over the left side. And, wow, somebody really took a hit in there. Number 28 for Big Red really got socked that time. It's Brandon Canestraro.
First and 10 on their own 49 for Beaver Local. Bobby Flint, the quarterback, keeps it. He's across midfield. Flint spins 5 down to the 4. Interesting thing, Coach, other than the pass late in the first half, this game has been turnover free.
Yes, it has. That's right.
6, second and 4.
Yeah, both teams taking very good care of the football. We're going to take a look at it here. It's just a fake and then a quarterback keep, lead by the offside halfback. And Bobby Flint, nice-sized kid, 6 foot, 180 pounds, is able to get his way up there for a first down. Or close to a first down, and then BOWERSOCK is going to probably get the first down right here, I think.
Second and 3 was the play, and BOWERSOCK does get the first down yardage. That brings the third quarter to a close with Big Red leading 27-7. Let's head to the sidelines and check in with Natalie Pasquarella.
Thanks, John. I am down here with John Balmentes, a 1987 graduate of Beaver Local High School. John, tell us a little bit about how you think they're doing so far.
Well, it's a little rough at the go right now. It's 27-7. I was looking for a little better performance, but they're up an excellent team, of course, against Steubenville. I mean, I'd like to see a little better score here with the Beavers, but I really don't think it's going to happen.
Any advice for the boys so far?
Keep playing hard, boys. Keep plugging at it, Try.
Okay, thank you very much. Don and Rich, back to you.
And thanks a lot, Natalie. At the end of 3 quarters, Vapor Jet scoreboard, Big Red over Beaver, 27-7. We'll be back with the 4th quarter after this. 7, Big Red, leading Beaver Local. First man through is BOWERSOCK, legs driving, and tackling's how you got to stop that guy, and that's exactly what Big Red does.
Yeah, they don't take him off his feet. That's one thing.
And you're going to have a personal foul, and that's going to go against Big Red after the play.
This BOWERSOCK inside, nowhere to run. I mean, you can see how many black jerseys are on him, just pushing him back, and he won't take him off his feet though.
So something was said, there was some jawing after the play, and the official was right there, heard it through the flag, and 15 yards marked against Big Red.
Okay, there haven't been very many mistakes, very few penalties in the first quarter. In the first half, there were only 2 penalties, both against Big Red for 10 yards, and this is the first major penalty of the game.
So that moves Beaver Local to the 24-yard line. First and 10 at the 24. Neville, the deep man in the backfield, flag on the play. This is Neville down to the 15, but this is going to come back. We're going to have procedure, I believe, against Beaver Local.
Yeah, that was thrown by the line on this side of the field. He's looking right down the neutral zone, so somebody was in the neutral zone, and he's pointing against the Beavers. Here's the call by the official. It's a procedure penalty against Beaver Local and will negate a very, very fine run by, who's the ball carrier on that, Don? Luke Neville. Yeah, number 30. Did a good job of getting upfield and into the secondary, so that's going to cost them. So instead of having a first down near the 15-yard line, this is going to be a first and 15 from outside the 5-yard line at about the 29. Big Red in a 5-man front right now, which is very unusual for them.
Flint keeps it down to the 21-yard line. He is brought down from behind by Anthony Gossett of Big Red.
Take a look at it here again. It's that fake to BOWERSOCK to keep by Flint, and you can see the off-back tries to get in front of him as a personal blocker, but that's been a very, very good play for them most of the time this evening, and that in a key situation. So they're going to pick up about, let's say about 7 yards, so it's going to bring up 2nd and 8.
Double wing. Fake to BOWERSOCK. Flint runs down to the 17-yard line. Boy, he runs hard too.
There's flag coming up out of the pile. So we'll see what this is going to be. See what the initial signal is from the referee.
It's against Big Red.
Dead ball foul. Personal. So So something's going on up out there by Big Red at this point, and I'm sure that Coach Sucklatch is not real happy getting 2 major penalties in this drive. This is going to be a 1st and goal from inside the 10 at about the 8.
Ten 27 to go in the game. 1st and goal to go on the 9. 27-7, and they are in the Cricket Wireless Cricket Green Zone. Oh, the crickets are chirping.
Yep, little cricket territory.
Double wing. Here goes BOWERSOCK. No, Flint, nice fake. He keeps it. And he's down to the 6, gain of 3. Good ball fake inside to BOWERSOCK with Flint keeping it.
We're going to take a look at it here. Good fake. It's the old outside belly play. Nice block, as you can see on the number 56 did an excellent job from Beaver local. That's Johnson.
2nd and 6. And BOWERSOCK again of a couple. Talking about Johnson.
About the 3-yard line.
He's a pretty good looking sophomore. Derek Johnson, 6'1", 245. Check out the Doan Ford replay.
Here it is here again, a little angle inside by Magnone, and somebody's got to take his place, and the guy that takes his place is number 30, Jeremy Presley, on the tackle. It's going to bring up 3rd and 3 for the score.
Presley, good game for him tonight, both sides of the football.
He's an excellent defender, good tackler, has good speed to the ball.
3rd and goal. Flint, ball on the ground, and he covers him up.
Wow, there was great penetration that time by somebody that came flying in there from Big Red, and I think again it was number 30, Jeremy Presley. We're going to take a look at it from here. Here you can see he's coming. He's got a gap and comes right there. Unfortunately for Beaver, Flint was able to recover that fumble, maintain possession, so now it's 4th down and goal from the 4-yard line. Beaver fans are on their feet, Big Red fans on their feet.
Neville deep in the backfield. They're going to toss it to Neville, flag on the play. You got procedure, the penalty against Beaver local.
Oh boy.
So
that 3rd and goal, lost a yard. At 4th and goal from the 4. And now they're going to lose 5 yards, so it's going to be 4th and goal from the 9-yard line. And this is going to be difficult for Beaver to make.
Absolutely.
Because they don't throw the ball very proficiently. They threw 1 pass in the first half for an incompletion. And this is a tough spot for Coach Wright and the Beavers.
It was picked off.
I'm sorry?
It was picked off.
Yes, that's right. It was intercepted.
All right, 4th and goal. BOWERSOCK Lone in the backfield, double wing. And looking for the quick hitter, nobody there, but Tamari McGee is there for the sack.
Came off the edge, Tamari McGee, number 22. You can see he's coming right here, and he comes untouched. Offensive tackle tries to pick him up. He's a little slow getting there. He didn't recognize 75, Joey Ross.
That's got to be quick. Boom, right there.
Yep.
And the receiver was hit at the line. Didn't get off cleanly. So we had to look at his 2nd and 3rd receivers, and they weren't anywhere to be found.
Big defensive stand that time by the Big Red defense.
1st and 10 on their own 12-yard line as Big Red takes over. Handoff, first man through. Longmire on the carry.
Short gain, somebody got a hand on his ankle. Was able to make the tackle before he got any additional yards.
Short yardage.
Darrell Longmire, 5'7", 155-pound running back, a senior. Playing his last game here at Harding Stadium. 2nd and 9.
Clock down to 7:50 to go, 27-7. Big Red leading Beaver local. Presley deep in the backfield. Zach Collaros. Quick hitter, and he's got a man, Danny Vogel, complete. 1st down, Big Red.
Nice move by Vogel after the catch. He made a little move to the outside, then cut it back to the inside. Did a good job of getting some yards after the catch. Collaros looks off his receiver before he comes back this way. Nice move outside, then comes back and spins to this is what Coach Sackoch wants to do, try to keep the ball in the field of play, don't step out of bounds, run time off the clock, really put together a long drive here that ends up in a score.
Toss, Matt Bellardine. Bellardine to the 30, Bellardine 35, Bellardine to get him, he stops, cuts back, and you're going to flag in a play. Illegal block on Big Red is going to nullify a great effort there at the end by Matt Bellardine. But boy, you can see his speed right there.
I tell you, great job. He was able to. I think the penalty is going to be at about the 23-yard line. So it's going to come back after a great run by Matt Bellardine, number 11, who probably that's the first time he's catching a pass. We're going to take a look at it. Just a power sweep to the outside. Good blocking on the perimeter by Big Red. You can see right here, he gets a good block from the wide receiver. Is able to break a tackle right there. And now he's down the sideline. Doesn't seem to be anybody in front of him. There is one more defender coming into the picture from Beaver Local right here. Yep. There's the block in the back.
There's no question on that.
And Bellardine takes it the distance, but it's going to come back.
I mean, right.
Yep.
1st and 10 on the third.
Jeremy Presley does a nice job of starting to his right. He doesn't see anything and makes a nice move back to his left. Thought he had a little seam over there, which he did, but good defensive play by Beaver Local's defensive lineman, able to close down from his defensive position to make the tackle. Very content to be able to just to run the football here, if at all possible, and not have to go to the air too much. And
well, Zach going right here. He's got some pressure, steps out of it. Looking, no Bogart, touchdown Big Red. Wow.
Tell you cannot give up on these wide receivers from Big Red. You can't come up, you've got to stay. Is very, very athletic, has an extremely strong arm. Here you can see a nice ball fake right here. He's under some pressure, is able to escape because of his quickness and speed. Now he's going to see his receiver open deep in the end zone. And look at this throw on the run. And is able to hit number 5, Maurice Bogart, for the touchdown.
I'm telling you, that's arm strength. Got away from 2 guys that should have sacked him. You flush this kid out of the pocket, he can still make things happen. Let's take a break. Check this out. 34-7 Big Red over Beaver Local. Zach, he's a shortstop and he's a quarterback too. Strong arms needed at both positions.
Good morning, I'm Eric.
34-7 Big Red. Let's check in with Natalie Pasquarella.
Okay, guys, I'm here at the Big Red student section. Guys, what do you think of the game so far? Okay, well, you know what? I think you know how they feel. Back to you guys.
I think they said, wow, and we want to be on TV, and they were. Trinity Health System kickoff. And there he is. That's the foot right there, Mr. Rose. Been doing that all season.
You know, where did he come from? He was in here last year as a kicker, was he, Don? He was? I'll tell you, he wasn't as effective last year as what he is this year. I mean, this guy is a real threat. You know, great size. You know, he's 6'6", 260 pounds, and they have him listed as a tight end. But his value to this team is with his leg and not his hands, I'll tell you right now. He's an excellent kicker. Really strong leg.
I think before someone had told me that at one point he was trying to kick soccer style, and they said, look, you're a big, strong kid, just kick straight on. I mean, he doesn't need that. He's got the size, and boy, does a phenomenal job. Good pursuit there by Big Red for the sack.
I tell you, this is not Beaver Local's game now. You know, playing from behind, trying to catch up by throwing the ball. Here you're going to see there's a nice ball fake by Flynn. He handles the ball very, very well. But you can see that Beaver Local is not good at pass blocking, and this is just not Beaver Local's game. As I said earlier, their game is to take the ball, run the ball, control the clock, score on the ground, play good defense.
So second down for Beaver Local. Handoff, trying to get it to the outside, and a short pickup. I believe it's Ben Atkins. A lot of new faces in defensively for Big Red.
Initial contact to the Big Red.
Big Red's defense has played very, very well tonight. Only giving up one score, and where they were able to turn Beaver Local away from the goal line on their possession here in the fourth quarter. Here you can see it's a reverse play, a little misdirection. Nice job by Beaver Local that time, getting away from the shadow of their own goal line.
3rd and 12 on their own 18-yard line. And this is BOWERSOCK off that right side for a couple.
Jim BOWERSOCK hammers out to the 21.
A little bit of shoving and elbowing and a little bit of talking going on out there right now. And I think I heard Big Red a little bit on Beaver Local's last possession. They had two penalties for personal fouls, and that's certainly, can't, as I said, Coach Sackot's real happy to get those big penalties.
So a 4th down and 9. Timeout down on the field.
Big Red.
With that, we will take a break. 4:12 to play. Big Red in control of this one at Harding Stadium, 34-7 on the VaporJet scoreboard. Scoreboard, Big Red 34, Beaver Local 7. Big Red will move on to the second round. Canal Fulton Northwest picking up a win tonight over the Cambridge Bobcats. So that'll be a rematch of a playoff game from a couple of years back. Canal Fulton, the Indians, and Big Red. So 4th down, Flint in the gun, unloads it incomplete, so Big Red will take over.
Tell you, a lot of backups in the ball game now for Big Red, both offense and defense. We'll try to pick up those numbers as we go along. It looks like Jonathan Spahn will be in at quarterback, number 12. He's a 5'7", 150-pound sophomore.
So 4:08
or
to
it might
play.
be Andrew Smith, a 5'11", 190-pound senior, coming in at quarterback.
Tomorrow night, from here at Harding Stadium, WTOV 9 Game of the Week. The game is played tomorrow at 7. You can see it Sunday at noon here on WTOV 9, Steubenville Catholic Central and Thompson Ledgemont. And, of course, as the playoffs roll on each and every Friday night, join myself, Ryan Recker, and John Simonson for Sports Friday beginning at 11:15. And, of course, on Sunday nights as well, we'll tell you who's playing who and where, and get you ready for the following week's games. That would be Sunday nights at 11:25, new start time. 5 minutes to 11:25 for Sports Sunday. And, of course, this Sunday night we'll be telling you who is playing who in the opening round of the West Virginia playoffs, and also get you set for round 2 in the state of Ohio. As we mentioned, it looks like Big Red and Canal Fulton Northwest for Big Red's second round game. The other two games in the region at last check pretty close. By the time this game airs, you'll know who won those, but John Glenn Medina Buckeye and Dover Licking Valley, the other two matchups tonight. Andrew Smith in at quarterback for Big Red. Handoff, first man through, and that is Jonathan Spahn.
A lot of sophomores in that lineup now. Don, number 51 in the game for Big Red. That's Sam Pavlik. Number 70, one of the tackle spots. That's Tyree Dunn. Number 10, as you mentioned, Andrew Smith at quarterback. Number 78, Andrew Radakovich in the offensive line. We'll try to pick up some other numbers as we go along.
2nd and 7 now for Big Red. And our second man through, and I'm going to pick up there, down to the 15.
Also in there, number 85, Anthony Gossett. Number 54, Phil Gilmore, also in the game.
Anthony Jackson is the
Anthony Jackson,
young man that just
running
carried the
back.
football.
Number 46, also in there, Anthony Iakini. Here we see the running back, number 32, Anthony Jackson, over the right side. Getting his chance to play in a playoff game here for Steubenville Big Red. See number 70 in the ball game. That's Tyree Dunn at one of the offensive lineman positions.
3rd and 4 at the 15. Jackson spins and he gets down to the 12. Big Red inside the cricket wireless.
We've heard that cricket a lot tonight. I'm
cricket
telling
green
you.
zone.
We're going to take a look at that on the Doan Ford replay. Nice movement by the offensive line of Big Red, giving Anthony Jackson a little bit of running room. Gets it down to about the 13-yard line. It's going to bring up 4th and 2.
Spawn and Jackson, your running backs, and this will be Jackson, and he's not going to get the first down yardage. He gets stopped right at the 15, and Beaver Local will take over with just under 2 minutes to play in the game.
Excellent job, number 9 for Beaver Local. That's Rodney. KALE came up and put a good solid hit on the running back, held it short of the first down. There is a flag in the secondary of Beaver Local. We're going to see what that's all about. The referee will give us a signal here. Dead ball, personal foul out against Beaver, and that will give Big Red an opportunity to maintain possession and an automatic first down. Wait a minute. No, that may not be the case. If it's a dead ball foul, it means it happened after the play. They didn't make the first down, so I think that Beaver Local should get possession of the ball.
Timeout on the field.
If it happened after the play. And Coach Suckoch is out there to question the call.
And we'll take a break. This one up. 34-7, Big Red over Beaver Local on the Vapor Jet score. And with a sign for Big Ralph. Opening round, Ohio Division III Regional 11 playoffs. Big Red leading Beaver Local 34-7. 2 minutes to play, and Beaver Local with the football. And here shortly, we'll give you the classic hit of the week. Brought to our friends by the River, 106.3 FM. Handoff, BOWERSOCK. He gets out to the 15-yard line.
I think Coach Wright will be content just to try to keep the ball on the ground for the remainder of this game. Beaver Local has 3 timeouts left. I'd be very, very surprised if he uses any of them, Don.
Just running.
A lot of different numbers in there. Number 69, Nubian Scott in one of the defensive tackles. Number 65, Donovan Fletcher at the other defensive tackle.
2nd and 2. And that is Fred Lucas out to the 25-yard line. And our friends at the River, 106.3 FM, each week bring the classic hit of the game. And this week, the classic hit of the game coming on the offensive side and coming courtesy of Jimmy BOWERSOCK. You're going to see about 5 Big Red defenders hit him, but the hit of the week comes from BOWERSOCK after he those guys off. BOWERSOCK and the official. That is your classic hit of the game.
And the hit was on the official. That's the classic hit.
And that was a key play on 4th down. That set up Beavers' only touchdown to make it 14-7, but then it was all Big Red. Handoff off the right side, Thad Solik.
We're down under 40 seconds right now with the clock still moving. It's been a very, very unusual game, Dawn. Unusual from the standpoint that Big Red threw the ball as much as they did. Their rushing numbers are probably down, but they're the kind of a team whatever you give us, that's what we're going to take. And Beaver was trying to take the run away and force them into a pass, and they were very, very successful with it.
And you knew this football team could throw the football. There's Fred Lucas.
And that will be the last play of the game.
Yep, that'll be it.
Just called timeout until they move the chains, and that's the ball game. And Big Red will move on to the next round of the playoffs with a victory here at Harding Stadium over Beaver Local by a score of 34-7.
So Beaver Local wraps up the season at 8-3. They, as Coach Wright mentioned, that they just kind of eked in or squeezed into the playoffs by percentage points for that final spot. Big Red, 3 straight 10-0s, and they make it 11-0 now with this win tonight to open up the playoffs against Beaver Local. So 34-7, and I'll tell you, Steubenville Big Red, this passing offense, I mean, this Big Red football team can be very dangerous in the playoffs. We know about the running game, but passing, it really opened things up tonight. Mo Bogart, you can't say enough about the game he had.
Yeah. He did an excellent job of running with the ball after the catch, and of course the catch that Sam Busick made set up their first touchdown, just an outstanding catch by him. Have a lot of great athletes at the skilled positions, good speed. Collaros, excellent quarterback. He handles the ball well. He runs the offense very, very well. Is a threat himself to run the football. Maybe not by design. When he's under pressure, he has great vision. He's able to escape the rush. Good arm strength. He's very accurate.
And let's head down to Natalie Pasquarella. She's on the field with the head coach, Reno Sokoch.
Coach Sokoch, obviously a big win. Congratulations. How'd you think the game went?
Well, I thought the game was real physical. Every team's going to get a drive on you. They got 2 nice drives on us.
That's okay.
It's a good thing we preach to our players, get them in the huddle again, get them in the huddle again. The more times they get in the huddle, the more chances we have to stop them on defense. We didn't get them stopped the first time, but that second drive we got them stopped. They had five fourth down conversions tonight, so that's good defense and good offense.
Anything specific you're going to focus on with the boys for the next game?
I'm going to just focus on the kids right now to enjoy this one because they come few and far between. And congratulations to Beaver Local.
Congratulations. Thank you.
And thanks a lot, Natalie. And that does it for Coach Rich Wilinski. I'm Don Sloan. Thanks for watching the WTOV9 High School Football Game of the Week, the final on the VaporJet scoreboard. Steubenville Big Red 34, Beaver Local 7. Big Red moves on now. They will face Canal Fulton Northwest next week in the second round of the Ohio Division III playoffs. Thanks for watching the WTOV9 High School Football Game of the Week.
It's my fairy tale dreams and nightmares. Sipping on this potion, hoping make me see clear. Baby, feel back and pleasant, sleep well. Champagne's now made the recount. It's my fairy tale dream.